Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this pre-match press conference. If I could ask, guys, if you could please use the raise hand function on the Zoom so that we can see who has question. We'll run an embargo halfway through as normal, which will be a 10:30 embargo for this evening, so 10:30 Friday. And we'll start off by coming to Ben Ransom. Ben, just unmuting you now.
Thank you, Simon. Good afternoon, Pep. Last night, UEFA confirmed that the second leg of your Champions League tie against Real Madrid will be played at the Etihad. Now, obviously, there won't be a crowd, but what advantages does that still offer you as the home side?
Why should we play in another place? So the first leg we play in Madrid. The second leg, like in normal Premier League games, are here is not a problem. The second leg we play at home. It's a normal situation. So it's not about advantage or disadvantage. Disadvantage is where it is. So when it's a knockout game, 2 games, is one home, one away.
And the Champions League draw, of course, took place a little bit earlier on today. Potentially then Lyon or Juventus. What do you make of that draw?
We'll have to play against Madrid.
I thought you might say that, but the rest of the world will be praying that we get to see Manchester City perhaps come up against Cristiano Ronaldo.
We play against Real Madrid. So if we think about next step, the king of this competition, Real Madrid, we will put it out.
Thank you. Just on to another subject, and on the subject of VAR. In the last week, there's been a bit of frustration, I think, at the Premier League not overruling some of the decisions, the way the system's working. Is that frustration shared by yourself and other managers working in the Premier League when you see decisions that should be overturned on video not being done so?
Well, I think in the next season will be better as the first season, but only I can say you have to ask to the people who are in charge. So I'm not a specialist of this kind of situation. You have to ask the guys what is their opinions about what was the first season about VAR, how was the experience. And I don't know if they are going to admit the reality, but you have to ask them, not me.
Okay, Simon Stone.
Just in terms of the Champions League, obviously on Monday you've got this, we expect to find out what's happening with the UEFA case. Will that almost frame Manchester City's short-term future? Because clearly it would be a major impact if you aren't allowed to play it and give you extra incentive to win it this time.
No, nothing. The intention is every season we play the Champions League is do the best as possible. It's not about what's going to happen on Monday. And Monday we'll know. I'm so confident about because I know and hear and I saw the arguments of the club that next season will be there, but we have to wait. And after I give my opinion, or the club will be the statement.
It's about 2 or 3 weeks ago that you started playing. I worked out that tomorrow's game will be your 7th in 20 days. It's 2 long trips to Southampton and Brighton in the space of a week. Is that having any physical effect on the players now?
I see the team really well. They have some problems, like after the 2-3 games in a row, Mendy was a little bit not comfortable in muscular issues, and that's why we make them rest. And we have to try to rotate the team to be fresh as much as possible to games against, especially Arsenal and Madrid, to arrive as much players as possible in the best conditions, to take decision as best as possible for benefit for the team. And but in the same time, the best way to keep the conditions and be fit is playing a high intensity, playing our level and our rhythm.
So, at the end, what is your opinion about your draw?
in Europa League against Arsenal 2 seasons ago, the work he has done in Swansea and this season too. And it's a good test for us to read the game, to win the last point we need to qualify for next season the Champions League. Like, it was an incredible success again, and move forward and keep going. And I'm playing the way we played since lockdown. I'm more than satisfied.
Ian Irving from Premier League Productions.
Hello, Pep. Clearly, you just said there about securing a Champions League spot and finishing in second in the Premier League. But how much are your players playing for their places in what's remaining in the Champions League as well? Because they'll all want to be involved in that Real Madrid game, I'm sure.
Yeah, the first step, the first target we had since we came back is qualify for the Champions League. Of course, we lost points. We lose 2 games, but doing a good performance. But we know this business, you have to win games. It's not just about the good performance. And but in the same time, the games we play at home, we were so strong, and the way we played, and yeah, the target now, because it's already done. The second target to qualify for the Champions League is knockout game against Arsenal to reach the final, and especially the second leg against Madrid.
Dom Farrell.
I bet. Just at the start of last season, you said that the team was Bernardo plus 10 because Bernardo Silva was playing such a high level. It's fair to say this season has maybe been a bit more of a struggle. He's not hit those standards this year, Bernardo. I just wondered if you had any thoughts on why that is and what you've made of Bernardo's season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe he didn't play as much, and last season. All respect for the Liverpool players that they won all the awards. So he was in incredible, outstanding performance. But this season, yeah, maybe it was my fault, or maybe Phil was more involved and Riyad maintained his level, and the other players play good too. So yeah, they know the competence that they have in each other. But my admiration, my respect, especially my opinion about him is nothing changed 1 centimeter back at an opposite. So he's a special player for me. One of the special players I had in my career as a manager, for the relation I have with him. And he's a guy, he doesn't change his mood about he plays or doesn't play in relation for the players. They are players that just are happy when they play. And they smile me and smile the backroom staff when they play. When they don't play, they make you feel they are not happy, and they behave like a little child. And Bernardo is completely the opposite. He's a mature man. He's a man like he knows exactly what happened, how is his moment, and always is the same person. And that's why he's an incredible person for me to work with him. And always I will be grateful. The time we are together, we spend together, and only what I want is help him to come back in his best level. Because if there is one player in this team like need be help or need be support or need be give him as much you can, is Bernardo Silva. He's the first in the list.
Fred Caldera.
Hi, Pep. Just coming back to Champions League, if I may. Of course, you still have to see if you're joining the mini tournament in Lisbon. But I'm curious to see from you what impact you think the changes on the competition will have on the games, especially the fact that you're just playing one game each round, the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Is it going to change the dynamics of the games?
I will invite you to the next future press conference, and you can ask me this question after the game against Real Madrid. So I cannot answer this because I'm not there. So the moment we'll be there, just in case, and after. So I know. So maybe in this club, in this organization, there is no one person who knows better Real Madrid than me, and I know his potential as a club, as a history, as this competition, and the game we have to play. So I thought I saw the draw maybe 2 or 3 hours later. The draw was made. So I have Brighton because the last 3 games away we didn't win, and continue to prepare the game against Arsenal. That is only my concern. And after Arsenal game, we have still 2 games, potential final, to prepare Real Madrid. It's only what I have in my head, in my heart, and in my mind.
James Savunda.
Good afternoon, Pep. Riyad Mahrez, he scored his 10th Premier League goal of the season earlier this week. Today marks 2 years since he's been at Man City. Just how would you assess his time at the club so far?
It's an incredible player. He's a fantastic player with incredible self-confidence in himself. He's a guy who creates always something special in assists and goals. And he's an exceptional player. We are delighted to have him, and hopefully he can understand, he can help us when he plays and when he doesn't play. In both sides, he can help us. And hopefully I can help him to improve in this detail.
Last question for the embargo, which will go to Andy Hampson.
Hello, Pep. Do you have a clear idea yet if Sergio will be fit to play Real Madrid?
I told you many times, no.
Definitely not.
No.
Okay, and apart from him, any other issues at all this weekend, team news-wise?
Well, today they train really well, all of them. And now I have a meeting with the doctor to see the last update.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, we're now running embargo, please. 10:30 for this evening.